Sometimes I get a little, so, and that's, I love that about you because I know it's all going to come together in the end.
It's well,
I like
perhaps
that.
I'm speaking to the other than conscious mind right now.
Let me bring it home. Okay. An ultimatum is an expectation, has an attachment to the outcome. An ultimatum has an attachment to the outcome. A boundary doesn't give a shit what happens because it knows what it's going to do. Okay? I set an ultimatum. I want you to change. I'm hoping and praying it works. I want you to behave differently. I'm setting a boundary. I'm expecting you to behave how you behave. I'm not delusional about who and how you are. And I have my ducks in a row and I have my plan B. And plan B is a boundary. Plan A is all dreams come true, happily even after. Plan B is, oh shit, now what? Plan boundary. And you need one. You need to, number one, know where your line is, where your sacred no is. And you don't have to start with the person. You can practice on less serious things. What is something that's bothering you in your everyday life? What is a behavior you're tolerating from somebody at work or in your everyday normal things that just drives you absolutely bananas that you can make a decision you're no longer going to participate in? You're just unwilling to play that game, to walk into that show again, to buy a ticket to the circus, man. You're stocked up, full of peanuts. You're going home. You don't want to play that game no mo. Okay. What is your no? What is your no? The next thing that you have to do is communicate it in a moment of peacetime. Boundaries are set in peacetime, not in war. You don't wait for the thing to blow up before you get in there and say what you need to say. You do it in peacetime. Well, I don't want to rock the boat, Heidi. When things are good, why are you going to bring up the bad? Because I want you to know, person on the other end, what you can expect from me at all times. And do you know that's the most loving thing you can do for another human being, is let them know what they can expect from you, that you're consistent, that you sing the same song, you don't change your tune when they try to go rogue. You sing the same song all the time and they can count on you. That's how trust is built. When you do this, I do this. That's why we had the best house on campus at that residential, because I never changed. When the children would do the thing, they knew that my maiden name at the time, they call me Miss Bionic, like Bionic Woman. And they knew Miss Bionic was going to do the same thing every time. And you know what? They loved it. They didn't love the discipline, but they loved the structure.
And the consistency.
And the consistency. And so it doesn't matter if the addict or alcoholic in your life appreciates your consistency or not, but I guarantee you, you will.
It'll be effective, though.
You will appreciate it, and your children will appreciate it.
Well, and the other reason why you don't want to do it reactively is it's not going to land anyway.
No, because where is somebody, when you're in the middle of crazy town and you pull into crazy town and you pull over your car and you're like, I'm gonna make some sense of this stuff, and you get out of there. Okay, let's give a perfect example. Actually, addiction, the addicted brain is like the brain of a toddler. Okay. Addiction lives in the limbic system and the reptilian part of the brain, and it lives in I want what I want and I want it now. And addiction is like in a tantrum. So I want you to picture, we have our daughter. She's 2 years old. We're in Walmart, and this girl knows how to party. All right. She knows how to throw a tantrum. She knows how to drop a beat. I mean, she is like intense, right? So we're in Walmart. She's screaming and yelling, and she's on the floor and she's tantruming, and you don't have to act it out totally, but can you just start to
wah, 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 arg, arg, arg.
Now, every time you do that, you're never going to get what you really want, because anytime you act this way, anytime, and I'm trying to lecture, when you act this way, you're definitely not going to get what you want. And if you really want to get what you want, then you've got to behave, and you didn't do this, and you didn't, and nobody's home, man. She's out to lunch. She's in her limbic system. She's in her reptilian brain. She's like just trying to get what she wants. And so when you lecture in that moment, hey, I told you when you do this, you're going to do that, and you try to have that conversation, it's too late. It's too freaking late. It's like when we're getting ready to go to the store, okay, before we even go, it's the morning, we're having breakfast, we're about to go to Walmart. Hey, baby, I just want to let you know we're going to go to Walmart today. That's really fun, right?
Yay.
You're allowed to have one toy today, and the limit is $5. Okay. So, and if I'm going to tell you, if you ask for more than one toy, the answer is going to be no. And if you ask for something over $5,
really want it?
Yeah, it's still going to be no. And if you throw a
But what if it's one of
tantrum,
a kind?
if you throw a tantrum, if anything, crazy happens there, if you don't listen, then we will leave the store with no toys. Do you understand what I just said? Can you tell me what I said?
One toy, $5 limit, and if I don't
She may or
listen,
may not say that. I might need to tell her, but that's so here's what you're watching us do is do the steps, right? You give somebody a heads up before the behavior happens, because when we're at Walmart and she's already there, I've already told her that's what we're doing. So I don't have to explain to her what we're doing. Hey, you only get one toy and it's da 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 da, or no toys today, or whatever the conversation was. Now we have to leave. I don't have to say a word. I simply pick her up or calmly walk her out of the store, and then I explain it after she's done melting down. The addict or alcoholic comes home, they're drunk. You've told them, you may not enter this house while you are under the influence. This is my sober home. This is my sacred space. They come knocking at the door and they're drunk and they're scaring you. And you don't want them to come in. You're not going to walk out and through the door have a conversation. When you come home drunk, I can't trust you. I told you. You're not going to do any of that. You're going to pick up the phone. You're going to call the police. You're going to have them escorted, say you're afraid, they're acting crazy. You're not going, and then when they are sober again, you're going to remind them that you told them that's what you were going to do. Because when you're in peacetime, you're going to go, John, when you come to this house under the influence or show up at late at night and you're drunk, you scare me and it scares the children. This is our sober home. This is a sober house.